Life is a river that goes on flowing without any obstruction. If it is allowed to move on its own, but we out of ignorance try to obstruct the flow of life's river, and in that it accumulates, accumulates many impurities. As long as it continues to flow, no dross gathers into it, and the water remains crystal clear. If life is the river, means it contains two things. Number one, it contains the waterbed or channel within which the two shores of the river and a bed. It is through that bed the water flows, and we call this flow of the water within the river bed bounded by two shores is considered as river. The water that continues to flow is our consciousness or time, and life itself acts as the river bed, and the two shores are the dualities. Means whenever any circumstance or situation comes, there are two options available to us. One is in favor, the other is against it. There is yet another option available, but it remains hidden or dormant from our cognition. This is the option of the beyond. We do not know as any situation which is beyond the duality of the options. You know only good and bad, but you do not know anything beyond this. You may call a situation of moderation, maybe beyond good and bad, a mixture of good and mixture of bad. This is not the beyondness. Beyondness, I mean a situation when there is no trace of good and bad. As an individual, when you are totally engrossed in the realm of the body through its perception, in the world of emotions through the mind, and the world of thoughts through thinking, world of intelligence, intellect through its thinking. When you are in that realm, you understand the two options available to you. These are the two shores of the life of the river of life. Any situation comes, you know the two aspects of good and bad, because you are grown up into the world and its affairs. Around the same time, there is a child who is not developed into the realm of the world, He lives in his own inner world of bliss. Although it is negative because this bliss is not the outcome of awareness or understanding. Can he make any distinction between right and wrong? You may say that the person does not have the cognition, or a madman who has gone below the mind, he cannot differentiate between good and bad. The situation of the enlightened one is like that of a madman who cannot make distinction, who does not make differences. He cannot and he does not. A madman cannot make a difference. An enlightened man does not make a difference between good and bad. And he is, when someone does not make a difference between the two shores, then he attains to innocence. The child's innocence is involuntary. He has no control over it, whereas the innocence of the enlightened one is controlled. It is the outcome of his awareness, outcome of his understanding. This is the situation, so he knows that there is a situation beyond the duality, the good and bad, pain, pleasure, heat and cold. And then he is not affected by any of these situations. Neither the situation of happiness nor that of sorrow affects him, because he understands the basic phenomenon of life. He understands that all these relations that we interact into the world, that we establish into the world, is short-lived, and it is necessary for the stage play that life is. When you are traveling in a train or a plane, you are bound to be in the plane for a period of 4 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours. You are restricted in your movements. You are sitting next to another person who comes from a different country. During the period of this journey, you may open a conversation with that person, which may end up in any detailed relations, but it is that during that time you may engage into conversation, you may enter into laughter, you may enter into many dialogues, conversations, and when you come off of the plane, you simply wish one another good luck and you go your way.